I was already broken inside. I didn't know what else to do to change my life. Sadness consumed me, the nights were long, and despair knocked at the door of my soul. My children no longer had patience with me. My marriage? It was hanging by a thread. I tried, but nothing worked. Worries suffocated me. I had no strength to go on. Until one day, a friend looked into my eyes and said something that changed my life. "You've tried everything, but have you tried praying every day?" Praying? I had heard about prayer before, but I had never taken it seriously. Then she gave me simple but powerful tips that completely transformed my life. James 5:16 says, "The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective." And at that moment, I understood. The only thing I hadn't done yet was surrender everything into God's hands. And when I decided to start my daily prayer journey, the depressed, sad, disorganized, broke woman with a ruined marriage gave way to a new woman. Today, I am a happy, fulfilled woman with my marriage restored and my children at the feet of the Lord. And I want to share with you the path to this transformation. If you want to become a woman of prayer, staying until the end of this video could be the best decision of your life. Have you ever stopped to think about why so many women feel overwhelmed, anxious, and spiritually empty? The routine feels suffocating. Financial worries, marriage struggles, raising children, work problems. Everything piles up and steals the peace from their hearts. Many try to find relief in advice from friends, social media, or even temporary solutions, but they continue feeling tired, frustrated, and lost. And do you know why? Because they are trying to fight spiritual battles without the main weapon that God has given us, prayer. Prayer is not just a religious habit. It is a powerful tool for transformation. When you pray, you are not just talking to God. You are establishing a direct connection with the Creator of the universe. You are surrendering your struggles into the hands of the One who has the power to change any circumstance. But many women live as if they can handle everything on their own. They forget that there is a God who wants to help them, guide them, and strengthen them. And without prayer, life becomes heavy, full of uncertainties, and without direction. Maybe you think, "But I don't know how to pray. I don't have time. My mind gets distracted." Let me tell you a secret. Every woman of prayer struggled in the beginning. But the difference between those who remain spiritually weak and those who become strong women of God is not giving up on prayer. Prayer is not about fancy words or rehearsed speeches. It is about a sincere heart before God. And when you start praying daily, something incredible happens. Your mind calms, your emotions align with God's will, and you begin to experience peace, wisdom, and direction for your life. The Bible teaches us in 1 Thessalonians 5:17, "Pray without ceasing." But how do you make this a reality? How do you turn prayer into a habit that truly changes your life? That is exactly what I am going to teach you now. Now let's learn step by step how to transform your prayer life and never feel distant from God again. Step 1. Have a fixed time to pray. One of the biggest struggles for many women is the lack of consistency in prayer. They pray when they can, when there's extra time, when the busy schedule allows it. But do you know what happens? The day goes by, routine takes over, and prayer gets pushed aside. To change this, you need to set a fixed time to meet with God. Just as you have schedules for work, house chores, taking care of your children, and other daily tasks, your communion with God also needs to be a priority. Choose a time of day that works for you, morning, afternoon, or night, and make it a non-negotiable commitment. At first, it may seem difficult, but over time, prayer will become as essential as breathing. Psalm 5:3 says, "In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly." Jesus, our greatest example, set aside specific moments to pray. He withdrew from the crowds, sought quiet places, and dedicated time alone with the Father. If even Jesus prioritized prayer, how much more should we do the same? And remember, it's not about the quantity of time, but the quality. Start with 5 minutes, then increase to 10, 15, 30. The important thing is to build the habit. Step 2, create a prayer environment. Now that you have a fixed time, the next step is to create an environment that encourages prayer. Often, distractions and lack of focus make prayer shallow and unengaging. To avoid this, set aside a special place in your home to be your prayer altar. This space doesn't have to be grand. It can be a small corner of your room, a comfortable chair, or any place where you feel at peace. The important thing is that when you are there, your heart and mind are fully focused on God. Some tips to make this moment even more special. Play soft instrumental music to create a peaceful atmosphere. Keep your Bible, a prayer journal, and a pen nearby. Light a candle or use an essential oil diffuser to make the space even more inviting. Over time, your heart will associate this space with God's presence, and every time you enter it, you will feel a deeper connection with Him. Step 3, be consistent, even when you don't feel like it. One of the biggest spiritual traps is believing that we should only pray when we feel like it. The problem is that emotions are unstable, and if you depend on them, your prayer life will be inconsistent. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Consistency in prayer does not mean you will always feel something extraordinary. Some days, your prayer will be full of emotion and tears. On others, it will be just an act of obedience and faith. But it is this persistence that builds a strong, unshakable woman of prayer. Think of an athlete. They don't train only when they feel like it. They train every day because they know that discipline will bring results. The same goes for prayer. The more you practice, the stronger you become spiritually. On good days, pray. On bad days, pray even more. Because it is in consistency that you will see God's glory manifest in your life. Step 4. Join prayer groups. Have you noticed that when you are surrounded by people who seek God, your faith strengthens? This happens because collective prayer has supernatural power. Matthew 18:20 says, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." If you want to become a woman of prayer, don't walk alone. Find a women's prayer group at your church or create a group with friends who also want to grow spiritually. Share prayer requests, intercede for others, and experience the power of unity. Being surrounded by women who seek God will inspire you, strengthen you, and help you stay firm in your spiritual journey. Now that you understand the importance of prayer and how it can completely transform your life, I want to give you a special invitation. Don't let this message be just another video you watch and forget. Take action now.